Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about application of derivative. So now I will show you how to answer. First, we want to determine the critical points. To do about this one, we need to find first the derivative of the function. So we need to do first the derivative of x multiplied by e to the power of x plus 1. Later that we do first the derivative of e to the power of x plus 1 multiplied by x. This is about the product rule of the derivative. Now first the derivative of x, you got about number 1. So we just write into e to the power of x plus 1. First the derivative of this one, we have e to the power of x plus 1. Later that we do first the derivative of x plus 1. So first the derivative of x plus 1, we do first the derivative of x, you got about number 1. We do first the derivative of number 1. This is about the constant. So we have number 0 in here. Now we have e to the power of x plus 1. We can do about factorization. Now, if we want to find critical points, we need to put about first the derivative equals to number 0. So we have this one equals to number 0. So in this situation, we have x plus 1 equals to number 0, and we have x equals to negative number 1, and x equal to negative number 1. This is about the critical points in here. Because we don't have the value equal to number 0 for this one, so we just have only 1. The next one, find the function where increasing or decreasing. So for this one, we need to use about variation table. So we need to graph about this one. So now I will choose one value on the right of negative number 1. So I will choose about number 2 in here. If I put number 2, go this one, you will have about the positive of first derivative. So this is about positive. Now I will choose about negative number 2 in here. I put negative number 2, go to this one, and this one. So we have the negative. Now, after we got about this one, we can apply the formula in here. When first derivative is negative, so that means the function on this area is about decreasing. When first derivative is positive, so the function is increasing. Now look on the table, we see that this interval from negative infinity to negative number 1. We see that first derivative is negative. That means this one is decreasing. This one is about positive. That means from negative number 1 to positive infinity. This is about increasing. And that's the answer for question number 1. Question number 2, determine the intervals of concavity and points of inflections. To do about this one, to find about points of inflections, we need to find second derivative. That means we do first derivative on first derivative in here. So this one you got about number 1. This one you got about e to the power of s plus 1. Now we can do about factorization by e to the power of s plus 1. So we have s plus 1. And this one we have number 1, so we have number 2. And now we put second derivative equals to number 0. That means this one equals to number 0. So we just have s plus 2 equals to number 0. And we have s equals to negative number 2. And this is about the point of inflection in here. Now we can use the same technique. That's about variation table. So I will choose number 1 in here. If I put number 1 for this one, second derivative, you got about positive. If I put negative number 3 in here, go to this one, and you got about negative number, so you got about negative. And now we have the formula in here. If second is negative, so that's about concave down. If second derivative is positive, that's about concave up. So we apply the formula in here. This one is about the negative, so that's about concave down. And the last one, that's about concave up. This is the end. Thank you for watching.